Slamdown is sponsored by Body Slam and Jam and WWE Smack Talk. Welcome to another episode of Slamdown live stream. We're going to be covering everything SmackDown. But before I get into it, I just want to say, wow, what a week we've had. Raw and SmackDown have stepped up their game. Now, normally I say, Raw's always the B show. Today, I can't even separate them. Now, a lot of people are saying Raw was slightly better, but in my opinion, I think they're about even. For me, there was one boring match on SmackDown, and then there was one boring match on Raw, which I talked about when I did the Raw review. But yeah, I don't think they need to do this shake-up now. The reason I say that, if you look at the talent that's come in, that I don't think they need to do anything major. The only thing I can really think is I think they need to move Big Kaz and Enzo Amore down to SmackDown. I just hope SmackDown don't lose AJ Styles. I hope they don't lose... Actually, if Randy Orton wasn't holding the title, I would say to draft him. And now people are going to say, oh, no, you can't Randy Orton. Think about it. They could do something a little bit different. Now, I like it when the guys are not like the big guys. Like I like the wrestlers like AJ Styles, The Miz, that type of caliber. And I think if they could do a trade with Raw where Randy Orton went over there and we get Finn Balor, I'd be happy. But we know that's not going to happen. We're not going to see Kevin Owens move. We're not going to see Finn Balor move. We're not going to see anybody like that that's going to move brands at all. It's just not going to happen. But they've advertised it as a big shake-up. I don't think it's going to be as big as they're making out. Also, we've seen today in the news that Simon Gotch has been released from the WWE. Now, from what I can make out, it looks like he's asked for his release. The Von villains were on such a hype. They were pushed. They were done well, and then after the brand split, they've just been pushed down and been jobbed out. So I can sort of understand why one of them's wanted to leave the WWE. If I could work out where it'd go, I'm going to have to say Impact Wrestling. I know a lot of you are going to say, sign it. Look, WWE signing TNA star, so what's wrong with Impact signing a WWE star? It's been going in roundabouts. We've seen TNA guys go to WWE guys to TNA, so, I actually think that would probably be the best place for him because he can redevelop himself. If you look at people like Drew Galloway who went to TNA, had an absolutely diabolical run with the WWE after he was put in the three-man band and everything else. Reinvented himself, rebuilt himself on with the help of TNA, and now he's back in NXT. We could see Simon Gotch being rebuilt, used better, with the talent that Impact Wrestling has and all the deals. I think it would be better for Gotch as well, because then that way he can float around to different promotions. He can go and do Crush. He can go and do Noah, and then in Japan, it gives him all of them circles. Another thing I'm going to cover, I don't really want to cover this bit, but I've got to, with the tweet Cody Rhodes put out, a lot of people have been saying they think he's going to be going back to the WWE. I don't think so. I don't think he'll be going to the WWE. I think it's more that he's going to sign a deal with a promotion. At the minute, he's what I call a floater. He's floating around everywhere. So I think with the tweet he put out, I think this is more that he's signed a contract with a company. Like I said, don't think it's going to be the WWE. I think it's going to be more that he's going to more focus with New Japan. Or it could be that he struck a deal with Impact Wrestling. We'll just have to wait and see. But I don't think he's going to be off to the WWE anytime soon. I'm just trying to think if there's anything else that I've missed news-wise. No, I don't think that's all the news, really. But as I was saying, I think it was about even between Raw and SmackDown. I can't pick who was better. So, yeah, I'm going to have to say it was about even. I will be digging into the show in a minute. I'm just quickly making sure I've shared this everywhere, let the audience build a bit. Because the worst thing is to jump in and not let your audience build. Also, if you disagree with anything I say, post in the comments. I do check every comment. Like I said, this show is about you, the fans. This is the fans' view on wrestling. Like the fans, what my view is on Raw, SmackDown, or Impact Wrestling. And that's what this is all about. I just want to say a big thank you to all our fans as well. We've got our Twitter following now is getting close to hitting 2,000. We've got a lot of positives with that as well. We've got Kong La Kong follows us. Also, Impact Wrestling's merchandise Twitter likes our stuff. So we're getting out there. We're getting named. This is what I just say. Like and share. Get us out there. Get us more known. We are in talks with a few people about them coming as guests. So things are growing really fast, and it's just going to keep getting better and better. So let's dig into the show. We did see Randy Orton in the ring. He was basically talking about... Hang on, I've lost my place. We saw Randy Orton in the ring. Next thing you know, Bray Wyatt appeared on the screen. That's it, right. So he appeared on the screen. We challenged the Viper. I have watched it. It's been one of those days today. The Viper... fucking hell. I'm messing up big time here. Sorry, guys. Bray Wyatt challenged the Viper to a House of Horrors match. Now, he didn't say what the House of Horrors was. Didn't say what's going to happen. It was just a simple, I challenge you to this match. And basically his intent on reclaiming the title that belongs and was promised to him by Sister Abigail. I'm still thinking that Sister Abigail is going to turn up at some point as a female wrestler. It's got to happen. And I think it would be good to happen because then it would give the Wyatt family sort of a three-man team. Pardon me. I think that's the way they're going to go with this at some point. But Randy Orton accepted the match. And then we saw Eric Rowan came in and attacked Randy Orton. Then Luke Harper rushed down. And then we saw Wyatt and Rowan retreat. Which also led to a match at the end of the show. After that, we had Alexa Bliss taking on Naomi for the SmackDown Women's Championship. I don't know what was going on, but this was the weakest match for me. I know Naomi's getting a big cheer and everything else, but from Naomi, I've seen better. I've seen her perform better. This just felt like she weren't giving it 100%. That's how it felt to me. It was missing something, but so I only can really give that match a 2.5. I had to really think about that. We saw at WrestleMania that the SmackDown women weren't, but it was very rushed and very quick. We saw Kurt Hawkins in the ring talking about the shake-up. And he turned around and said he's giving them he did an open challenge and said he's giving them from the count of 10 to respond. And perfect 10, Ty Dillinger turned up. He got an absolutely massive pop. The fans were happy to see him. I thought one thing I felt the SmackDown crowd was a little bit quieter than the Raw crowd. I really did think that. I couldn't understand why it was so quiet, but it was, and it was. I was sitting there, I was thinking, like, come on, liven up. It was a good match. It was good to see him in SmackDown now. People who don't know who he is, go and watch his NXT stuff. He's a brilliant wrestler, and I think he'll fit in the SmackDown division really well. Now, we saw The Miz and Maurice coming down, with The Miz being John Cena and Maurice being Nikki Bella, sticking with that slapstick comedy. And I quite enjoyed it. I thought that the way they're doing this rivalry is brilliant. I like the slapstick. I like the comedy involved. But just as they finished and headed to get out the ring, you saw the person come out, I don't know his name, but starts playing the guitar. And then it goes dark. And then he starts playing Shinsuke Nakamura's theme. And then Shinsuke Nakamura comes down. And the crowd was electric. You could feel the buzz, them cheer. And for me personally, I absolutely loved seeing him join the SmackDown. And I actually think it's good that SmackDown are getting some new stars as well, because we have seen Raw being a lot more heavier with new talent like Samoa Joe and the Revival and everybody else that keeps going up to Raw. It felt like SmackDown wasn't going to get anybody. So I'm happy that they've got someone, which I'd say a bigger talent to their brand, and the right to go to SmackDown. I'm hoping we get to see Shinsuke Nakamura taking on AJ Styles. I think that could be a phenomenal match. No pun intended. But yeah, I can't wait to see his first match in SmackDown. After that, we saw Baron Corbin taking on Dean Ambrose in a street fight. Now, this match should have been what we got at WrestleMania. This is the match we wanted. And we didn't get at WrestleMania. The one thing I can't understand why they didn't do it for the title. I think if they did it for the title, it would have been a better build for it. And I think it would have been better for the show. But saying that, it was an amazing match and it got the crowd pumped. It was perfect. I can't fault the match, but I think, like I said, they should have had that as WrestleMania and that to end the feud and then start a new feud. But obviously they want to carry this feud on. I don't know where they're going to go next. They need to up it. We've got quite a while till the next SmackDown pay-per-view, so it means dragging it out for a long time, and I don't think it needs to be dragged out because then otherwise it's going to get boring. People are going to lose interest. I hate when things are dragged out too long. But that match was perfect. I think the only way they can really up it is doing last man standing for the title. Only way they can go with that. But like I said, they've got to up it. We saw Shane McMahon address the WWE Universe ahead of next week's shake-up, making it clear that Team Blue was the land of opportunity and they would welcome any talent to the Blue. But before Shane could elaborate on it, we saw AJ Styles come down. A lot of people saying that they think AJ Styles is going to turn face. No, he's not. I don't believe they're going to go in that direction with him. I think he's going to stay heel, but I think that's more of a mark of respect to Shane McMahon. It's quite funny. He's saying he helped build the place. That's what he used to say. He helped build TNA, so it was had that similarity to it. But anyway. He says he wanted to stay at SmackDown and stay at the place he helped build. And then offered a handshake to Shane McMahon. Shane McMahon shook his hand. As AJ was about to walk away, he went to go for Shane jokingly. And Shane raised his fist as well. And then you saw AJ's laugh as he got out of the ring. And Shane McMahon smiled. So you can just see that was just a bit of friendly banter. But I wonder where it's going to leave AJ Styles next. As we can see, Bray Wyatt and Randy Orton are still going to continue. So I wonder what's next for AJ Styles. I just hope he doesn't get drafted to Raw. I'll be pissed. We saw Randy Orton, Luke Harper taking on Bray Wyatt and Eric Rowan. For people that don't know, Eric Rowan's been out injured, so it was good to see him back. I've just got a feeling that we will see Luke Harper come back to the Wyatt family. But then who do you feud against the Wyatt family with? That's the problem. We could have a right shocker and see New Day being drafted to Raw, to SmackDown. Please no. Could happen. It was another solid, good match. But we did see like the little video effect and then Bray Wyatt being outside of the ring while Rowan got hit with a super kick and RKO combination. Which was a bit weird, but I don't know if that's Bray trying to play mind games or whatever they were going with that. But that was about it for SmackDown. Like I said, I think I'm going to say it. Raw was slightly better, but not a lot better. I think with SmackDown, it was more of the excitement of seeing Sinn Zayn and Perfect 10. The matches were good. One not so, but I'm going to have to see Raw just nudges it by a very small margin. But to me, things look good, and I hope this trend can continue, and I hope they can keep improving. It'd be better for us if they can keep improving on it, but yeah. So we'll be back on air on Monday, 9 p.m. with Charlie doing the Impact Wrestling review, covering everything about the Impact show and news. So I want to say a big thank you for everybody watching, and we'll see you again Monday. This has been your host, Ashley Friend, and we'll see you again.